Recently, the question's being asked, is Cody becoming a boring world champion, or have the fans set up an unrealistic expectation for him?
What?
Let's be honest, it wasn't going to be easy for Cody to live up to the expectations as the WWE Champion, considering what Roman did with the title. Granted, Roman had a 4-year run, and comparing Cody's reign to his would be a bit unfair, but that's no excuse for the company not to present Cody with exciting storylines, as everything's been okay at best so far. Apart from the bloodline stuff, Cody's feud with AJ Styles and Logan Paul didn't quite reach the heights they should have, and it feels like it's going to be the same case with his current program with Kevin Owens. And in all honesty, Sam Roberts from Not Sam Wrestling hit the nail on the head when it came to this topic.
And there's been doubters of Cody Rhodes. I am not a Cody Rhodes doubter, by the way, but there have been doubters of Cody Rhodes and his reign. And the doubters would point out Cody hasn't done anything as exciting as the Bloodline story since the Bloodline story. And therefore, his reign as WWE Champion is brought into question.
But who knows, maybe with Roman returning back at SummerSlam, things are going to start heating up. So today we'll see if Cody's getting stale as WWE Champion and if the criticism he's getting from the fans is deserved. After defeating Roman in one of the best WrestleMania main events in the company's history, Cody needed a strong opponent to solidify his title reign. And he got that in the form of the phenomenal one AJ Styles. And despite being 47 years old, Styles can put on a stellar performance that could always be considered a match of the year contender at any time. So coming into this program, the build didn't matter much, considering the show before was Backlash France, which was more focused on the draft between the two brands. And as for the match itself, Styles and Rhodes were going to tear the house down, as both men delivered a fantastic match from top to bottom. And whilst many expected the company to continue building the program between the two, WWE decided to pause the feud for some time and insert a new challenger into the title picture.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
While many fans were wondering who it was going to be, the US champion at the time, Logan Paul, was selected by SmackDown's general manager to be Cody's opponent at the King of the Ring pay-per-view. While the thought of having a match between Rhodes and Paul seemed exciting, fans were left wondering if it was the right move to delay a second match between Rhodes and Styles. On top of that, it was originally booked as a champion versus champion match with both the WWE and US title on the line. And thankfully, they changed it, as a double champion was the last thing that the company needed. But the story of Logan tricking Rhodes and Aldous into making the match only for the WWE Championship wasn't that intriguing, and Rhodes making the entire thing about teaching Logan a lesson was far from the best thing WWE was putting on TV, as other storylines were clearly outshining this one.
No, I can read, and I'll tell you what that contract said. Not what I agreed to. See, I agreed to wrestle Cody Rhodes at King and Queen of the Ring PLE for the undisputed WWE Championship only.
But that being said, when it came down to the match, Logan and Rhodes had an awesome event, and Logan once again proved his excellence inside the squared circle. And this was swiftly followed by AJ Styles wanting another shot at the WWE title, but Nick Aldis was hesitant in giving Styles another chance. So AJ, in one of the best segments of the year, pulled a Mark Henry 2013 by faking his retirement, only to attack Rhodes and demand another title shot. Rhodes then got fired up and gave Styles the rematch that he wanted, this time in an I Quit match at Clash of the Castle.
I gotta tell you, I've been thinking about what Nick Aldis said over the past week. So instead of being the phenomenal AJ Styles, maybe I stay at home and be a phenomenal father.
I could say a lot about the decision that you've made, but what's more important is that I say this: thank you very much, AJ Styles.
But story-wise, once again, the company made the whole thing about finding out who the better man was before their match, as both men acknowledge each other's accomplishments outside of WWE.
Boring.
But I believe that fans just didn't want that, and they wanted this feud to become more personal, but it just never reached that level. Even if their I Quit match ended up being fantastic, the main issue with these two feuds was that there was no real substance. The company can't show Cody as a fighting champion who respects his opponent for too long, as it's bound to get boring at one point, as there's no point in getting interested in a world title match if the stakes aren't that high. Cody needs to stop being way too respectable towards his heel opponents, as it makes him come across as nothing more than a corporate babyface. And I know you could argue that it's a way to have Cody busy until he gets involved with the Bloodline storyline again, but still, WWE could have spiced things up by making us care more about these feuds. And again, Sam Roberts explains it best when it comes to his run so far.
Title match that Cody has had, he's defended it on I think every single premium live event, and he's been the fighting champion that he promised that he would be. He's had matches on television, it's been phenomenal. But every match that he's had has been a match in which I have deep respect for my opponent and may the better man win. AJ Styles, yes, AJ turned heel. Yes, AJ attacked Cody Rhodes, but ultimately, this was a clash between two who respected each other, and well, Cody had to prove that he was the best. You had the Logan Paul story, which wasn't really so much a story as, well, Logan, you're better than anybody would have given you credit for, and you've done phenomenally, you've done fantastically, but I'm going to prove to you that you're just not that guy yet, or prove to myself that I am, and by golly, I'm going to beat Logan Paul. And then, you know, the Bloodline story rears its ugly head again with Solo Sikoa. And then, seemingly, as soon as the Bloodline story is over, Cody's back to saying, well, gee, Kevin, I respect you, and I think you're the best. I've got to prove to myself that I'm the best, and therefore, I'd like to defend my title against you. And every match has been, I respect you, and I think you respect me, but let's see who the better man is on that night.
Whether it's a war game match or a program with The Rock, it's safe to say that Cody will meet the Bloodline again in the future. Till then, Rhodes needs to find credible opponents for his WWE title. So after defeating Solo Sikoa at SummerSlam with the help of a returning Roman Reigns, Cody granted Kevin Owens a title shot at Bash in Berlin. Rhodes explained that Owens helped him in battling the Bloodline, which is why he's offering a WWE title match as a way of returning a favor, which is an okay way to go about it story-wise, but what makes this feud slightly different is Owens initially turned down the opportunity, stating that his wins and loss track record of 2014 doesn't justify him going for the WWE title. But I guess that just didn't matter because then Nick Aldis made the match official between the two, as he believed Owens deserved the opportunity.
That just makes no fucking sense.
So we're getting the match regardless, but there are different ways you can look at this whole thing. On one hand, you can argue that Owens is a babyface and he didn't want Cody to hand him a title match, as it appeared that Cody was pitying him. And on the other hand, you can argue that no superstar turns down a title shot no matter what. I guess it's really down to the viewers. However, I think there's a massive problem here, and that's by having two babyfaces on the same show versing each other. And it's an obvious one, and that is that the show needs more heels and villains.
It's facts! It's facts!
Because when Roman Reigns was champion, they needed good guys to feed to him, as he was considered the ultimate villain within the company. And what did they do? Babyface after babyface kept losing to him. But right now the issue is Cody is a good guy, so is Roman, and so is KO. This is the problem that WWE is facing right now. So maybe turning KO heel could work, and if you're going by his past, most likely he will, which will only be a good thing, I guess. And finally, I do believe the match is going to end up being awesome, but do you seriously believe that Owens has a real chance at winning the title? And that's the problem. Predictability is also one of the biggest issues of Cody's title reign. While it's totally not a bad thing, as everyone expected Cody to have a long title run, but the company hasn't done anything to make you believe that Cody's opponents could have a shot at dethroning him. Now here comes the big question. Is Cody's world title reign a total failure or bad? Simply put, no, it isn't, because when it comes to revenue, WWE is as hot as it's ever been. And who's at the top of the company as the biggest merchandise seller this year is none other than Cody Rhodes, swiftly followed by CM Punk, Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. So considering the legends and wrestlers he's up against, it's an amazing feat for him. And in addition to that, since becoming champion, the company's revenue has increased by 11% in 2014. So it's no secret that Cody has been the leading merchandise in sale, as he's quite possibly the biggest babyface in the whole industry. The fans love him and he always gets a major reaction when he comes out to perform. WWE should start taking Cody's title reign a bit more seriously though. His feuds, other than the bloodline, should be more special. They need to spice things up with Cody's feuds, and hopefully we'll get that with the inevitable program with The Rock, Roman Reigns, or even Randy Orton. But one thing is definitely clear: if WWE doesn't stop booking Cody as the guy who gets beat down and still shakes his opponent's hand at the end of the day, then they have a serious problem on the other hand. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Is Cody's feud so far been good, bad? What do you think? And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe for more.